Hi everybody, as you can see the headphones are on for one of my favourite Queen songs, fronted by of course the legendary Freddie Mercury, RIP. Love of My Life is the song I've chosen. It's been covered by many people. Also Adam Lambert covered the song on the tour when he headed for 8 years a tour of the Queen. Sorry, not the tour of the Queen. I'll correct myself. When he was the frontman for Queen touring. There you go, when I get my English properly, wouldn't you know it's all live? I can do it well. Back to today, Freddie Mercury, Love of My Life, is the chosen song because it's held a special place for me, and a lot of people always speculated, really, did he write it for Mary Austin, his ex of many years, and whom he left the bulk of his fortune to when he died? I think he did, to be honest. I think he loved her. This is a woman that shared Freddie's life intimately for 8 years, and then he had to admit he preferred men and was sleeping with men, and she forgave him, and they remained friends, I believed, right up to his death. And she also became his manager. They shared everything. He was the person, as she always described, the love of her life. I think so. I think it's one of those situations. If you had a heart and you split it in half, and the heartbeat of that heart can only beat when the two are together. And I think it was that kind of love that they had. I truly believe that. But now into what I'm going to tell you is the story of Love of My Life. Give you a little bit of bio before you come back, and I'll give you the full breakdown of the lyrics and the story. I think it's worth remembering this song. It's amongst Queen fans, I think it's one of the most popular. Now, the song Love of My Life by Queen is a heartfelt plea from someone who loves somebody else and has been hurt by them. The narrator is asking their love to come back and not to take away their love, reminding them of the importance of their love and what it means to them. The bridge expresses the hope that in time their relationship will be made right again, and that no matter how old they get, the narrator will still be there to remind them of their love. The message of the song is one of unconditional love and forgiveness, and that despite the pain and heartbreak, true love will endure. Now, even though the lyrics are simple, because I'm looking through them now, thank you Genius Lyrics always, and Genius Lyrics wrote this: the song is written about Mary Austin, with whom Freddie had a long-term relationship, and I think so as well, even though some people still dispute that, and there's fans of Queen for it and fans of Queen who say nay. I think it was. It just seems to summarize everything he felt about her and owed her, and she about him. You know, he was a real romantic, Freddie, at heart, let's be fair. Now, they met in 1970, Freddie and Mary Austin, and Freddie referred to her once as the love of his life. Despite engaging in a relationship with men later on, Austin and Mercury lived together for 7 years, as I said, I thought it was 8, and remained best of friends until his death, as previously mentioned. And in Mercury's later life, she became his personal assistant, so there you go. And after his death was the inheritor of the bulk of his estate. Well, that I knew. So that's why I felt this song was very, very much dedicated to herself. Now, what he says, Freddie, about this song was this. I thought it was a lovely quote before we play it. Love of My Life, said Freddie, is adapted on stage for guitar, but it was written on the piano. And I'd totally forgotten the original. And if you asked me to play that now, I couldn't. At the time, he said. Sometimes I have to go back to the music sheet, and I can't read that well either. And that was Freddie in 1981. And then Love of My Life was certified gold on October the 29th, 2020. Why? Take a listen and you'll understand why. Go back to the beginning. Enjoy.
my life, don't leave me. You've stolen my love, you now desert me. Love of my life, can't you see? Bring it back, don't take it away from me, because you don't know what it means to me. You will remember when this is blown over and everything's on by the way. When I grow older, I will be there at your side to remind you that I still love you. I still love you. Don't take it away from me, because you don't know what it means to me. Love of my life, ooh, yeah.
And that's Freddie doing a cheeky little bum stare at the crowd. Freddie, we bow to you. That was just beautiful. And of course, Brian May, impeccable on the guitar. It was in '86, that was, in Wembley. Absolutely phenomenal quality of a video. So glad I chose it out of all the different ones that were out there. And I'm just going to do something for fun. Behind me, people say, oh, today I felt like there was eyes in the back. No, there's a saying, what do you think? You think I've got eyes in the back of my head? Well, today I have stars. And I'm sure the brightest one, whichever it is Freddie looking down, smiling on anybody that plays his music, covers his music, and continues to love him for the true showman that he was, and the lyrical prowess that he had, and the love of life and his fans that now in return will always have for the rest of their life. I just think his fans, himself, the band, everything was just unique, uniquely unique. So now we go out and we say, what am I going to do next? And I'm just going to break down the lyrics. Love of my life, if you hurt me, Freddie Mercury's tenor bubbles up from the heart-punctured arrangement. You've broken my heart and now you leave me, he says. He sets up the song's desperate situation, pleading, love of my life, can't you see? I wish I could sing. Bring it back, don't take it away from me, because you don't know what it means to me, he says. He continues to beg throughout the song, desperately lilting, love of my life, don't leave me. The lyrics say, you've taken my love, all my love, you now desert me. He assures there will come a day when this will be blown over and everything's all by the way. When I grow older, he sings, almost like a prophecy of the way his love for Austin lived on so long after their relationship ended, because he says, I will be there at your side to remind you how I still love you, how I still love you. The big question always was Love of My Life, written by him in 1975 for the album The Night at the Opera. During interviews regarding the song, he did always maintain, everyone, it was written about no one. However, we've all speculated it was about then his girlfriend, Mary. The two lived together for several years but ended their romantic relationship in 76 when Mercury told Osmond of his sexuality. And that's happened to thousands of men all over the world. And I have to say, I've never been in that predicament. I did date women, but I wasn't being true to them or myself. And I never felt I had to tell anybody about my sexuality. I stood back, allowed it to the relationship to dwindle, and naturally just walked away, leaving both of us not blaming one another and not feeling I had to explain myself, because it was very precarious in the 70s to even come out. And for Freddie, when you think to have survived what he did, fronting a band that was so popular and doing the thing, I think, like Elton John, getting married to appease the fans, but not being true to himself, I'm sure that weighed heavily on his heart. Because even in Elton's case and Freddie's case, they remain close to their exes, because that's respect, everybody. And that's why they are true gentlemen through to their core. And I was on that way from the 70s into the 80s and onwards. I'm not as old as, I'm younger than Freddie and obviously Elton, but I rode that because I always knew, even as a very young person, I was gay. I learned the word and I said, that's me. And I was honest with myself. So going out with women, I never felt the need to get engaged or married, but I just felt, do the thing of going out with women and then just see at a point, could I carry it on, or do you need to live what your heart is telling you? And Freddie, Elton John, I will say, and myself, and millions of men around the world decided to do that. So it doesn't surprise me that he did leave the bulk of his fortune to the woman that he loved. Now, the frontman often considered Freddie her a soulmate of all sorts, once stating in an interview, according to Leslie Ann Jones' book Mercury, an intimate biography of Freddie Mercury, all my lovers asked me why they couldn't replace Mary. But it's simply impossible. The only friend I've got is Mary, he said, and I don't want anybody else. To me, she was my common law wife. To me, it was a marriage. We believed in each other and did up until the end. And that's enough for me. And that's enough for you. So thank you for listening. Queen, Love of My Life will always remain probably my favourite song from Queen. I wonder what yours is. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to comment, and don't forget to like and subscribe and jump on board. There are so many underrated unknown acts on my channel. That's what it's all about. And maybe my success of 2023 can go right to one of them stars that's behind my back here and shine down upon me in 24. I hope so.